Welcome back. Today we are diving deep into the world of the most valuable United Kingdom 1-penny coins, focusing on the top 4 rarest and most sought-after pennies across different years, mint marks, and conditions. These classic British pennies have fascinated collectors for decades, and even a small change in condition or mint mark can turn a simple 1 penny into a highly valuable collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let's get started. First up, the United Kingdom 1-penny 1920 coin. While many collectors dream of finding coins in mint condition, even heavily worn and very dirty examples can attract attention because of their age, historical significance, and collectible appeal. In this video, we will explore the history of the 1921 penny, examine its unique design features, discuss its rarity in very dirty condition, and reveal what collectors may be willing to pay for it at auctions in today's market. The United Kingdom 1 penny of 1920 was issued during the reign of King George V, a monarch who ruled from 1910 to 1936. Britain was recovering from the effects of the First World War, and millions of pennies were still needed for everyday commerce. The 1920 penny was struck in bronze and produced by the Royal Mint. Although the year saw a large number of coins enter circulation, these pennies played an important role in the daily lives of ordinary citizens throughout the British Empire. More than a century later, surviving examples provide collectors with a tangible connection to the post-war era and the economic history of Britain. The 1920 penny had a reported mintage exceeding 113 million pieces, making it relatively common in circulation when first issued. One of the most recognizable features of the 1921 penny is the portrait of King George V on the obverse side. The king faces left, surrounded by a Latin inscription identifying him as the ruler of Great Britain and Ireland. On the reverse side appears the iconic image of Britannia seated with a trident and shield, symbolizing Britain's naval strength and national pride. The coin is composed of bronze, weighs approximately 9.45 grams, and measures about 30.8 millimeters in diameter. These characteristics make the coin instantly recognizable to collectors of British pre-decimal coinage. A very dirty 1920 penny is not considered extremely rare because of its substantial original mintage. However, age alone gives the coin a certain appeal. Many surviving examples have spent decades in circulation, resulting in worn surfaces, corrosion, dirt accumulation, and loss of detail. Collectors generally prefer cleaner coins with strong detail, but there is still a market for heavily circulated examples because they are affordable entry-level collectibles. A very dirty specimen may not command a premium price, yet collectors interested in historical coins often purchase such pieces to fill gaps in their collections. Demand can increase if the date remains visible and the coin has not suffered severe damage such as holes, deep scratches, or extensive corrosion. Now let's discuss the value that many viewers are interested in. In very dirty and heavily circulated condition, a 1920 United Kingdom 1 penny typically sells for around $1 to $2 at the lower end of the market. Coins with slightly better detail may reach $3 to $6, while attractive examples in fine condition can sell for considerably more. Exceptionally preserved uncirculated specimens can bring anywhere from $90 to over $200, with rare varieties and proof examples achieving even higher auction prices. For the average very dirty coin found in an old collection, collectors should realistically expect a value of only a few dollars, although special errors or unusual varieties can significantly increase the final auction result. If you own a 1921 penny, avoid aggressively cleaning it. Many beginners believe cleaning improves value, but harsh cleaning often lowers collector interest. Instead, store the coin in a protective holder and examine it carefully for unusual features, errors, or die varieties. Check whether the date is clear and whether Britannia and King George V remain visible. If you believe your coin may have an unusual error or is in better condition than average, consider having it evaluated by a professional coin dealer or grading service. Researching recent auction sales can also help you understand the true market demand for similar examples. The United Kingdom 1 penny 1920 is a historic coin that continues to attract collectors more than 100 years after it was minted. Although a very dirty example is generally not rare and usually sells for only a few dollars, its historical significance and connection to the era of King George V make it a worthwhile collectible. For coin enthusiasts, every old penny tells a story, and the 1921 penny is no exception. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or just starting your collecting journey, this classic British coin remains an interesting reminder of Britain's rich monetary heritage. Next up, the United Kingdom 1 penny 1936 coin. This classic bronze coin was issued during the final year of the reign of King George V and remains a popular collectible among coin enthusiasts around the world. Many people discover these old pennies in family collections, antique boxes, or inherited coin albums and wonder whether they are rare and how much they might be worth today. In this video, we will explore the history, unique features, rarity, collector demand, and current auction value of the 1936 1 penny in fine condition. The 1936 one penny was struck during an important period in British history. It was the final penny issued under King George V, whose reign lasted from 1910 until his death in January 1936. The coin was produced by the Royal Mint and circulated extensively throughout the United Kingdom. At the time, the penny played an important role in everyday commerce and was used for purchasing common goods and services. Because millions of these coins entered circulation, they became a familiar sight in British pockets and cash registers. Today, collectors appreciate the 1936 penny because it represents the closing chapter of the George V coinage series. One of the most recognizable features of the 1936 penny is the portrait of King George V on the obverse. The king is shown facing left, surrounded by Latin inscriptions that identify him as the ruler of the British Empire. On the reverse side appears the famous seated Britannia holding a trident and shield, a design that symbolizes Britain's maritime strength and national identity. The coin was struck in bronze and has a large, impressive appearance compared to modern pennies. Another interesting feature is that genuine 1936 pennies do not carry a mint mark because they were produced at the Royal Mint in London. Collectors also appreciate the attractive details of Britannia and the historical significance of the final George V issue. Although the 1936 penny is not considered a major rarity, it remains highly collectible. Because large numbers were produced, worn examples are relatively common. However, collectors actively seek coins that retain strong details and original surfaces. A fine condition example displays moderate wear but still shows clear design elements and readable inscriptions. Demand remains steady because the coin marks the end of King George V's reign. Many collectors building complete British penny sets need a 1936 example, which helps maintain market interest. While ordinary circulated coins are easy to find, attractive pieces with good eye appeal are more desirable and often sell more quickly in auctions and coin shows. Now let's discuss value. The exact auction price depends on condition, originality, and collector demand. A typical 1936 one penny in fine condition usually sells for approximately $1 to $5 in today's market. Better preserved examples with stronger detail can bring between $5 and $15. Coins graded in uncirculated condition may reach $50, $75, or even over $100 at specialized auctions. Premium examples certified by professional grading services can command even higher prices when collector competition is strong. While the 1936 penny is not among the ultra-rare British pennies such as the famous 1933 issue, it remains an affordable and historically important collectible. If you own a 1936 one penny, avoid cleaning it because cleaning can significantly reduce collector value. Store the coin in a protective holder or coin capsule to prevent further wear and environmental damage. When examining the coin, pay attention to the details of King George V portrait and Britannia on the reverse. Coins with natural surfaces and attractive color are generally preferred by collectors. If you believe your coin is in exceptionally high grade, consider obtaining a professional appraisal or grading service evaluation before selling. Keeping accurate records of provenance and condition can also help maximize future value. In conclusion, the United Kingdom one penny 1936 is a fascinating coin that combines historical importance, classic design, and steady collector demand. Although it is not an exceptionally rare issue, its status as the final penny of King George V gives it lasting appeal among numismatists. A fine condition example may not be worth a fortune, but it remains a treasured piece of British history and a valuable addition to any collection. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone who has just discovered an old penny in a family collection, the 1936 one penny is certainly a coin worth appreciating. Next up, the United Kingdom one penny coin from 1939. While many collectors dream of finding coins in mint condition, even heavily worn or rusty-looking examples can attract attention from collectors and history enthusiasts. In this video, we will explore the history of the 1939 penny, its distinctive features, its rarity and damaged condition, current auction values in US dollars, and some useful tips for collectors. If you enjoy learning about valuable coins and hidden treasures, be sure to watch until the end. The 1939 one penny coin was issued during a significant period in British history. It was struck during the reign of King George VI, who became king in 1936 after the abdication of his brother, Edward VIII. The year 1939 is especially important because it marked the beginning of the Second World War. As Britain prepared for wartime challenges, millions of pennies continued to circulate throughout the country, serving as an essential part of daily commerce. The penny was minted in bronze and was a common denomination used by people across the United Kingdom. Because these coins circulated heavily, many examples show signs of wear, corrosion, environmental damage, and discoloration after decades of use and storage. Today, the 1939 penny serves as a small but powerful reminder of a historic era. The obverse of the 1939 one penny features the portrait of King George VI, facing left. Surrounding the portrait is the royal inscription identifying him as King and Emperor. This portrait was designed by Humphrey Paget and became one of the most recognizable coin designs of the period. On the reverse, collectors will find the famous image of Britannia, seated with a trident and shield, overlooking the sea. Britannia has appeared on British coinage for centuries and remains one of the most iconic symbols of the nation. The date 1939 appears below Britannia, making identification straightforward. The coin has a diameter of approximately 30.8 mm and was struck in bronze. Even in rusty or heavily corroded condition, many of these design details remain visible, helping collectors authenticate the coin. The 1939 one penny is not considered an extremely rare date because millions were produced. However, demand remained steady due to its connection with the beginning of World War II and the reign of King George VI. Collectors often seek examples from historically important years, and 1939 is certainly one of those years. In rusty or damaged condition, the coin's value is significantly reduced compared to well-preserved specimens. Rust-like corrosion on bronze coins is often the result of environmental exposure, moisture, or improper storage. Serious collectors generally prefer coins with original surfaces, but some buyers still purchase damaged examples as affordable historical artifacts. Even heavily worn or corroded coins can attract beginner collectors who want a representative example from the wartime era. As a result, there is still a modest market for these coins despite their condition issues. The value of a 1939 United Kingdom one penny depends greatly on its condition. A rusty or heavily damaged example with visible details generally sells for between 50 cents and $3 in online marketplaces and coin dealer inventories. Coins showing moderate wear but less corrosion may bring between $3 and $10, depending on eye appeal. Fine condition examples can often sell for $10 to $25, while high-grade uncirculated specimens may achieve $40 to $100 or more at specialized auctions. Exceptionally preserved examples with strong luster and certified grades can sometimes exceed $150, especially when collector demand is strong. However, rusty specimens are typically purchased for their historical significance rather than their investment potential. If you own a 1939 one penny, avoid attempting to clean or polish it. Cleaning can damage the coin's surface and reduce its collector value. Instead, store the coin in a protective holder or capsule to prevent further deterioration. Collectors should carefully inspect the coin for important details, including the clarity of the date, portrait, and Britannia design. Even if the coin appears rusty or corroded, preserving it in its current state is often the best choice. When buying or selling, compare recent auction results and consult reputable coin catalogs. It is also helpful to purchase coins from trusted dealers who can verify authenticity and condition. Finally, remember that historical importance can sometimes be just as appealing as rarity. The 1939 penny represents a pivotal moment in world history, making it an interesting addition to many collections. The 1939 United Kingdom one penny may not be among the rarest British coins, but its connection to the outbreak of World War II and the reign of King George VI gives it lasting historical appeal. In rusty condition, the coin generally carries a modest value of around 50 cents to $3, though better preserved examples can command much higher prices. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a beginner collector, this coin offers a fascinating glimpse into Britain's past. Next up, the United Kingdom one penny coin dated 1906. While many collectors dream of finding rare coins in perfect condition, even heavily worn and dirty examples can attract attention because of their age, history, and collectible appeal. In this video, we'll explore the history of the 1906 one penny, examine its unique features, discuss its rarity in dirty condition, and reveal what collectors may be willing to pay for it at auction in today's market. The 1906 one penny was issued during the reign of King Edward VII, who ruled the United Kingdom from 1901 until 1910. Following the death of Queen Victoria, Edward VII became king, and new coinage bearing his portrait was introduced across the British Empire. The penny was an essential part of everyday commerce during the early 20th century and was widely circulated throughout Britain and many overseas territories. The coin was struck in bronze and produced by the Royal Mint in large quantities. Millions of people used these pennies for daily transactions, making them one of the most familiar coins of the Edwardian era. More than a century later, surviving examples serve as historical reminders of a period marked by industrial growth, imperial influence, and social change. The obverse of the 1906 one penny features the portrait of King Edward VII facing right. Around the portrait appears the Latin inscription identifying him as King and Emperor. The design reflects the elegant style commonly seen on British coinage of the period. On the reverse, collectors will find the iconic seated figure of Britannia holding a trident and shield while facing the sea. This classic design appeared on British pennies for decades and remains one of the most recognizable coin images in the world. The coin measures approximately 30.8 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 9.45 grams. Even when heavily worn or dirty, many of these details remain visible enough for identification. Although the 1906 one penny is not considered an extremely rare date, finding examples that have survived for over 120 years always attracts interest from collectors. Dirty condition coins are generally worth less than well-preserved specimens because dirt, corrosion, environmental damage, and wear can obscure important details. However, age alone creates demand. Many beginner collectors enjoy acquiring Edward VII pennies because they are affordable pieces of history. A dirty 1906 penny may still fill an important place in a collection of British pennies or Edwardian-era coinage. Collectors often purchase these lower-grade examples as budget-friendly alternatives to higher-grade coins that can be much more expensive. If a dirty coin retains readable dates, clear design elements, and no severe structural damage, it may still attract bids from collectors. Coins with unusual toning or historical provenance can sometimes generate additional interest despite their poor condition. When it comes to auction value, condition is the most important factor. A heavily dirty or worn 1906 one penny typically sells for approximately $2 to $10 in the collector market. Examples with moderate wear but identifiable details may bring between $10 and $25 USD. Higher grade coins with strong detail and attractive surfaces can reach $50 or more, while exceptional uncirculated examples may command significantly higher prices depending on market demand and auction competition. For a coin described as dirty condition, most collectors should realistically expect values in the lower end of the range. It's important to remember that auction prices fluctuate over time. Factors such as collector demand, market trends, and the coin's overall appearance can influence the final selling price. If you own a 1906 one penny in dirty condition, avoid cleaning it aggressively. Many collectors prefer original surfaces, and improper cleaning can permanently reduce value. Store the coin in a protective holder to prevent additional damage and corrosion. Before selling, compare your coin with recently sold examples to estimate its market value accurately. Examine the date, portrait details, and Britannia design carefully. If the coin appears better than expected beneath the dirt, consider having it evaluated by an experienced coin dealer or numismatic expert. Collectors building a British penny collection should focus on preserving historical authenticity rather than attempting to restore old coins. Even worn examples tell a story about the people who once used them more than a century ago. The United Kingdom one penny 1906 is a classic Edwardian coin that continues to fascinate collectors around the world. Although a dirty condition example is not exceptionally rare, its historical significance, age, and connection to King Edward VII make it a desirable collectible. Most dirty specimens sell for only a few dollars, but they remain valuable pieces of British history. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just beginning your collecting journey, the 1906 one penny offers an affordable opportunity to own a genuine artifact from the early 20th century. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more coin collecting discoveries and valuable coins market updates.